Welcome to another exciting edition of
ZoeTV.
And as always, we are so fortunate to have our resident of inspiration start the show. And this week we are joined by Georgia Lindsey.
Yes.
Georgia, thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here.
You were nominated via a lot of different bodies.
Oh, yes.
Because we had the Judith Adams nominating Tiffany Foss and you, and then Tiffany echoing her sentiment about you and saying, what a great nomination. So at the end of the day, here you are nominated by multiple people, and we couldn't be happier to have you join us.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be with you.
We see you all over campus.
Yes.
And your name is out everywhere. Everywhere I go, I hear about Georgia Lindsey and everything you're doing to impact this campus. What say you? Is this all true?
Do you know what? I was blessed with one of the most wonderful fathers in the whole wide world.
Me too.
And he was an assistant pastor. He was a psychologist. And he loved people, and he just wanted to be involved and to make everybody happy and doing the things that they were wanting to do, gave them opportunities, and that's what I grew up with. And I saw that, and I thought, you know what, I really love people, and I do. I love people. I love to try and make them feel good about themselves as well. And so I give my dad the credit for that. And he's since passed away, of course, but it was a wonderful experience living with him and watching him.
Nothing like it. I had the same kind of dad, and there is no replacement for
There
that.
isn't. There isn't. He would call me every once in a while and say, and he'd call me George. He'd say, George, you want to go have breakfast and walk around the mall? And I said, yeah, sure, that sounds good. So when we got there, he said, we're going to see how many people we can talk to about Jesus today.
Oh.
My gosh.
And I said, okay. And I mean, they would sit down and talk to him. It was amazing, amazing. Because he was just that kind of a guy.
And where was he a pastor? In town or?
In Phoenix, yeah. But he was like an assistant pastor. He would speak, and stuff like that a lot. And he was also a counselor. So he would counsel a lot of the people that went to church and things like that.
A local church though?
Yes.
Here? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you grew up here?
No, I didn't grow up here.
Okay.
But when I was growing up, we were in North Dakota. But then when we moved here, he just kept on going.
I love that.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell us a little bit about how you got to Glencroft. How long you been here? How did that road take you to where you are now?
Well, my husband passed away 4 years ago.
Okay.
And so my kids said, excuse me, my kids said, well, how about moving into an apartment? So I thought, well, yeah, okay, I'll move into an apartment. Well, the apartment, I had all kids going to school from Midwestern.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want to hang out with me, and I didn't want to hang out with them either. And I told my kids, I said, I don't like this. I don't like this feeling at all because I can't associate with anybody here, you know?
Sure.
I guess I could have if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. And so they said, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. Well, then my granddaughter started dating this guy at church, and it happened to be a grandson of somebody that lived here.
Wow.
Sharon Blackburn, do you know who she is?
Sure.
Okay. And so they got married. So she said, why don't you check Glencroft out? So I thought, well, okay, I will. And I fell in love. I fell in love.
That's such a cool
You know,
story.
That's a very cool
Now, what
story.
made you fall in love? Just the feeling of when you stepped on here, just as community and the vibe?
The community, you have to excuse my voice because I'm working at the store and going through boxes and stuff, and that's, then I get my...
Sure.
Anyway, yes, just the feeling of people wanting to get to know, and wanting to spend time with other people, and it was great. And then I was very interested in starting Bible study, so Mim and I did a Bible study. And well, first of all, when I first got here, I wanted to get involved. So the chaplain talked to me. He said, "You want to get involved? You can get involved." So he had gotten me involved at Providence Place. We'd go over there and do Bible studies with them. I'd go up and bring them down, and it was great.
Oh.
It was great. And then he said, would you like to be a chaplain? And I said, well, yeah, I'd love to be with people. I'd
Yeah.
love to be with people, telling them about Jesus and encouraging them and stuff like that. So I got involved with him, and I told him, I said, one place I really feel we need to touch base is at the towers, because there's a lot of people that are there, the assisted living, and they don't get out.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yes.
them, So, because we were also counseling with them one-on-one. And so he said, you go ahead. If that's what you want to do, we can do a Bible study there. And so I started a Bible study on the second floor there. And it was just really, really neat. And I love preparing. I used to watch my dad prepare for speeches and
man.
stuff. And he said, Georgia, the best thing you can do when you're teaching somebody or being with somebody and wanting to show them something is to have something to show them, whether it's a poster or whatever. He did a lot of posters and stuff that meant a lot. So you should see my living room. It's full of posters.
Wow. Well, you've got such a heart for this. You can just see why
Yes.
her name comes
It's
up
genuine,
everywhere. I mean,
yes.
genuine heart. I mean, you do a lot in the marketplace. That keeps you busy.
And I love it because I get to meet people there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And are you ready to talk about this new, event that you're working on with this musical? And is this out there and everybody's calling? And
People are calling.
so tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, I used to do children's musicals for years, and we had scheduled to have one of my kids that I was working with come and do one here at Glencroft. Well, then COVID, of course.
Yes.
So we couldn't do that, and so I said to Tiffany, I said, what do you think? Do you think we could just do one with the people that live here, and see if they get involved in it? And I'll be sure, because I do write them and try and work with it that way. And I would just work it in, for some of these people who could probably be in that part. I'm so sorry about my
You're fine, you're
voice.
fine.
It's always when you're on camera. I do the same thing so often.
In fact, I knew when I was going through these boxes today, this morning at the store, this dust is going to get in my throat.
No, you
Yeah.
sound great.
Anyway, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
When do you think
Because-
it's going to be? Like, what's the schedule? How are they?
The schedule is going to be, we're going to have it on November 17th, I think it is. It's on a Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
And everybody's invited to come?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. So how are you are people calling you to say, I want to be a part of this?
Yeah.
Is that if somebody's watching right now and they said, well,
Absolutely.
this is the first I've heard of this, I want to be involved, they can call you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's all residents, and it's an original that you're writing. Mm-hmm. And it's a Christmas or a
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving musical.
Yes.
So you're going to have
man,
singing,
We're going to have singing,
That's
and we're going to
musical.
also have acting.
Hamilton.
And
Yes.
what?
Oh, yes. We are both watching Hamilton, so if you want us to sing some of those songs, we
She
can.
would rap.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be great.
Oh, so good at rapping.
Well, there are so
Oh.
many residents so talented on this campus.
Yes.
I mean, you're not
Absolutely.
lacking of talent.
No. No, I know that.
So that's the good thing. Have you had a big response? I mean, are you surprised, or are you like, this is kind of what I thought the amount of response I would get? Are you?
Well, and then I kind of handpicked this is going to be like a Thanksgiving get-together for the families, or for the family of this group. And I thought, I know who I want for the grandpa and grandma.
Oh.
So I asked Hal. I said, would you be a grandpa and Nancy be the grandma for the family?
Yeah.
And he said, count us in.
Of course he did, yes.
But he's a good prayer, too.
He
He's
is.
not afraid to pray in
Sure.
public and stuff, so.
Oh, how exciting is that?
Yeah.
That's good
Absolutely.
stuff. That is good stuff. Well, you are all over campus. You're here because you were the resident of inspiration. Now you're going to go and you're going to give that honor to somebody else. So it's hard because there's a lot of names, I'm sure, going through your mind. And, we kind of leave it at this magical moment of who do you think has inspired you?
Well, I just, like I say, I love your mother. I really love your mother. And
we do too.
We became friends almost immediately. And I'll never forget when she had that spell that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her sitting at this table crying. Nobody went over to her, and I thought, why? I hadn't met her yet. And I went over to her and I said, why are you crying? And she said, I don't feel good. And I said, okay, I'll be here with you, though. I'm going to be here with you. She will never forget that.
No.
She tells me that all the time.
I
She
know.
said, thank you so much for caring.
Well, she's definitely hit the ground running on this campus. I see
She
her
has.
all over. And I mean, she's
getting
a
younger.
talented lady. She is.
Oh,
got a lot
she's
of-
so talented.
Yes.
Yeah, she's quite the entertainer.
Yes. and
They're
she
trying to
can-
get her to play over at Copper Club. To play the piano.
Oh,
Does she play the piano?
Oh, she's like concert pianist.
Yes.
She's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. She's
What does she have, like a
Beautiful.
keyboard? I know she has her own piano.
Yeah, she has her
but-
piano. She had grand piano at her
I have a
house in
keyboard.
Tucson.
Yes.
She's got her piano
That
she
you
grew
could
up
borrow.
on in her casita. Mm-hmm. But she's been over, wherever we have a piano.
Oh, that's
Auditorium,
great.
Copper Club. But yeah.
That is awesome.
But I have a very nice keyboard if you want to borrow it.
That would be great.
Okay.
Because it would be something we could put on the stage and
Yes.
stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
don't let her slip through your fingers
I'll
on this
ask her.
musical number. 'Cause
Yeah, she's
she's
good.
She's
Yes.
unbelievable. Well, that's exciting. She'll be excited.
She will be.
We've had her
Oh.
on for the new resident, but it's pretty impressive. She's become a resident of inspiration to you, being
Yes.
fairly
Yes.
new on campus. That's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
well, Georgia, we appreciate you being here. You do so much behind the scenes for this campus, and your name comes up on everything we do. That you're impacting people.
That's-
You don't even know you're doing it,
Right.
and you're impacting people. I mean,
It's
No, I
really
don't.
true. You have quite the presence around people.
absolutely.
You just are drawn to you. So
yeah. Well, we appreciate you.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you, Georgia.
Thank you. I love being here.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
this is one of our favorite
We
segments.
love this segment.
This is our chance to meet and introduce to all of you some of our new residents. And so today we are joined with Dale and Martha Dean. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. I know it's a maze to get back to the studio and where we're at right now behind
Yeah.
the scenes. And
Yeah.
you said, is this where trivia is filmed?
Yes.
right.
You're seeing all behind
Yeah.
the scenes. But
Yeah.
Glencroft is a maze, and it's big, and it's
Yeah.
40 acres, and it's a lot to take in. So how has your time been as you've just ventured into Glencroft?
Well, it's been great. It's been an education,
Yes.
and we're still learning
Yep.
all the facilities and the location of everything, and we still don't have name tags.
Oh,
Now, how long have you been here? When did you?
2 months, the 22nd.
2 months
So
to
in a couple
22nd.
days, yeah.
We moved in on my birthday,
Oh.
June 22nd.
Yeah.
June 22nd.
Yeah.
All right.
How I
So-
can
so-
always remember how long we've been there.
Yeah, that's an
Yes.
easy one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we have a lot of questions,
we do.
but where did you move here from?
Go ahead.
Buckeye.
Tom.
Buckeye. Okay, and how long were you in Buckeye?
4 years.
4 years? And prior to that, you were...
Eastern Washington State.
Oh, okay, so you
Yakima,
made a
Washington.
big move.
Yeah, we grew up in Yakima Valley.
Okay.
And then when I got through school, I moved to, I went to work for Boeing.
Okay.
And first in Renton and then Everett. And then when I retired, and I was at 55 when I retired. And
Good for you.
And then I worked part-time off for a couple of times, and then finally retired and moved to Yakima, which was really what we felt was our home.
Okay.
It's on an Indian reservation.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
The weather is like this too.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
more
really?
It was
More-
dry and
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Seattle's where it rained all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And then you were there for how many years?
18 years.
18 years?
Yeah.
And then what brought you to Buckeye?
Go ahead, Nez.
Yakima was kind of out, and they had a hospital, but it wasn't a real good hospital, and I needed heart surgery. So that meant I had to go to Seattle, which was about, I don't know, how far?
About 150 miles.
150 miles. And so my son lives in Buckeye,
Oh, okay.
and he flew to take care of us. And so I had my surgery, and it turned out really nice. And he's put my house up for sale, sold it, and moved us.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Here we
wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
But at that point, I said, okay, I'll do what you want me to do. Just tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we did.
Oh, we're
It
glad
was-
too.
Yeah.
It's just, we stayed in the house as long as we thought we could.
Yeah.
And we were hiring maids every month or so. And that worked, but it was getting to cooking meals. I couldn't cook a meal.
Yeah.
So we were using, you know what. And so we just thought, well, it's time. We'll start looking.
Yeah.
And we've talked to several people, and I don't know how. Oh, the lady that showed us around this, she is a darling.
It was Don.
Dawn.
Dawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
She is so sweet. And she told us everything about it and everything, and we just couldn't resist. We thought, well, they have you have the program for
Zoe Life
Yeah.
for our movement,
for this.
exercise,
For the
and
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's.
and Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have trouble remembering
No,
that.
that's okay. But you guys moved in and hit the ground running with us with Zoe Life in the Parkinson's program, and all of the various ways to improve your body,
Correct.
mind, and spirit. And you hit the
that
ground,
was
didn't
the-
wait, and you jumped right
Yeah.
in day one.
Yeah.
That was the whole goal
Yeah.
right there, is all the
Yeah.
activity that you have.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
great.
everybody is so nice to us, and it's
The residents, they all smile when
I
like,
know.
They know they're happy, and
That's right.
You
Yeah.
know what? We hear that all the time, and
Yeah.
we know it because we get out and get to know the residents,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's why we come to work every day.
Yeah.
It's because of you guys.
yeah.
And I've had
That's great.
relatives that are in places like this, and or not like this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in assisted living and things, and it's just nothing compared to this.
Mm.
I mean, they would lay in the bed all the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, just bring their food to you, and
That's right.
we didn't want that. We still wanted to be active, but it was too hot to do it. We couldn't even go for a walk because it was so hot. And so we just said, now, okay, it's come to a point. What are we going to do?
Well, the beauty of coming to a Glencroft, and Glencroft specifically, is being that we have 40 acres and we're spread out, if it forces your hand to keep moving. And at the end of the day, that's what we want.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect model because you have to move,
Yeah.
and we want you to move.
Yeah.
And with all the programmatic pieces with the Parkinson's and the way we use the pool and the way we use technology, I mean, we could talk real quick about your work with us with the E-stem and the Magic Box. And we've had the luxury of working with the knee. And
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that?
walking home got up and walked home, and I could tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's special to get some people like you that are like, this is why I came here, and I'm not going to wait.
Right.
Like, I need to get going.
Yeah.
And you just jumped right in.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. You're in the pool with us from day one. The very
Yeah.
first time in the water, she didn't know what quite she got into as there were balls flying everywhere.
At 10 o'clock in the morning, there's nobody in that pool but him and I.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
And you know, the other part of Glencroft that's so great is if you need help, you can get it. You're not just stuck on your own. You know, we have transportation, we have
Yeah.
all kinds of help. So
And
it's
you know, that happened to us this week. Dale closed the door and he says, "Oh dear, I didn't get my keys." So he did what he had to do here,
Yeah.
and somebody was there
Hit
in
the
about
watch?
5 minutes
Yeah.
and unlocked the door.
yes.
Yeah. It's great.
So we can be relaxed. We can
Perfect.
accept things for what it is because there's somebody there to help us.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
In Buckeye, it was a small house and gravel, Palm Spring landscaping they call it,
Right.
and that was fine until I couldn't walk through the gravel.
Yeah.
Right.
Once the pandemic started and the heat, we were
Yeah.
sedentary completely.
Yes.
It got to where we couldn't walk a half a block to get the mail. And so all the benefits we have here were all negatives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and kudos to you for taking that in, you know, your own power and looking for a place that fit your needs.
Yeah.
And Steve and I are always available if you
Yeah.
have questions
Oh, yeah.
or, you know.
Yeah.
Yep, we are very hands-on, and I've had the luxury of swimming with you, working on your knee, watching you in speech, and I have enjoyed hearing some of the stories that you have about this guy is quite the hiker, and he's outside, he's the
I was, yeah.
Give us a couple minutes of maybe some of the best places you've had the luxury of hiking and exploring and everything that you do outside.
Well, mostly in Washington State and the hike in the Cascades, and from Portland to Canada is just one series of wilderness
Yes.
areas. And so I'd try to get in 3 extensive hikes every summer. The trails would be snowed in till after 4th of July, and then it would start snowing after Labor Day, so we had to get in
Right.
at time.
Get that little window.
And so Nez hiked with me till she couldn't hike because of her arthritis.
I carried a backpack too.
Yeah.
Good job.
And our 2 sons. And then, of course, eventually they, like Ed, moved down here. And so I kept going by myself.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't care.
That's awesome.
And I had the maps and GPS and compass, and I just plot a trail
Yeah.
and where I wanted to go, where I hadn't seen. And we were only about an hour from the trailhead there in Yakima.
Oh,
And,
that's fabulous.
Yeah, so it was great. So I took my last hike right after my 80th birthday, and I was having problems at that time, and so and then when Nez needed heart surgery, Yakima only had one heart surgeon, and he was recovering from heart surgery himself.
Oh, wow.
So we looked into where she could get this aorta valve replaced, and then we found out that they could, instead of open heart surgery, they can do what's called a TAVR, and they go
Okay.
through just like a stent,
Right.
Yeah.
only they put the whole aorta valve replacement in there.
Wow.
And so she was practically ready
Lucky
to
to
get
be
up
here.
out of bed in a couple of days.
Oh my gosh,
That's amazing.
It's a wonderful
Yeah.
surgery.
that's amazing. So
They
do you
had a
think
real
that you
good
have one more hike in you? What's your one more hike?
well-
Does this guy have one more in the tank?
Yeah, I don't know. When we moved down here and living in Buckeye, we would go up to the white tanks
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't it
and hike
beautiful?
the trails.
Yeah.
And Nez had a little miniature poodle and her walker, and the lower trails were either packed or paved, and then I'd take off and do my thing until the pandemic.
Yes.
Well, you are both working out hard, and I wouldn't put it past you.
I don't know. It's you know, you start trying to dodge the big rocks. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
and,
That's fun. Well, you guys are amazing. We are so
thank you.
lucky on this campus to have you
Wow.
guys roaming around and driving your golf cart around. Their golf cart's amazing.
Oh,
I wondered who it was for the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks, and then I saw it today. And it's right outside Crossings, and it's got the nice wind flaps.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
nice. That's yours. Okay.
So and so this segment of the show gains you popularity. So be ready to sign a lot of autographs and talk about hikes, and it's fun to expose you guys,
Oh, yeah,
to everybody
that's
out
great.
there, because
Yeah,
you
'cause
guys
that's-
are amazing
Yeah.
people.
and I should have mentioned that too. To get making friends and get acquainted is part of our what we hope to.
Yeah, no, you
and we
will.
have.
And I love crafts. I can't wait till they start another craft.
Oh,
That's
yes.
awesome. That is awesome. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Thank
And
you.
we again are so lucky
Yeah,
to
well,
have
thank
you.
you.
Too. Awesome.
I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.